Hello, everybody. Welcome to Class 55. Today, we're going to be talking about performance enhancers.
Common types of performance enhancers. There are a few types of common performance enhancers. One is creatine. Creatine is a naturally occurring compound in the body that also sold as an over-the-counter supplement. It is used to improve the performance during high-intensity bursts of activities to help increase muscle mass. And you can see, on the left, there's this blue bottle drug. This is creatine, and it's commonly sold in the drugstores. Another one is anabolic steroid. Anabolic steroids are synthetic versions of hormone steroid used to build muscle and to increase strength. And there's amphetamines and other stimulants, which is commonly used by teens to increase alertness and improve endurance. And the last one is caffeine. And kids and teens may turn into energy drinks or certain endurance sports supplement contain caffeine, hoping to boost the endurance and alertness.
So, first, I'm going to go into how these drugs are being detected or how they are being prevented from being in use. In competitive sports, the margin for error and the quality of skill within professional sports is very high. And because of that, that makes it so that when somebody uses performance enhancing drugs, it gives them a major boost over a lot of their competition, because within like some sports, like let's say we're doing track and field, let's say we're doing running. If someone were to use a performance enhancing drug, which boosts their running speed or at least boosts their muscles to where they're running faster, that would make it to where they would usually win the category of which they're doing, because they are able to, basically because their body is a lot stronger, it's a lot faster than any of their other competitors, because they're using some sort of drug. And so to prevent this, a lot of organizations, a lot of sports organizations have been trying to detect drugs. And how they've been doing it is most commonly is through the detection of bodily fluids. So for example, blood, urine, saliva, most commonly found in these. However, some DNA samples can also, sorry, I don't mean DNA. Sometimes other samples can the give semblance of drugs within your system. For example, even sometimes hairs hairs off of your head. Sometimes those can leave traces of certain drugs within your body. Next slide, please. So how are these drugs being detected? Part two. So the World Anti-Doping Agency will rigorously test for certain drugs and certain performance enhancers. And this organization has made many steps in order to detect these sort of drugs. And so, but here's the problem with it. Sometimes some athletes don't exactly mean to ingest drugs, or they don't exactly mean to take performance enhancers. So for example, sometimes it just accidentally got interlaced within some of their food. And if that somehow does happen and it somehow does test positive within a test, it can ruin their athletic career, which is extremely detrimental for both the athlete and for the sport of which had that athlete, due to the surrounding media with it. However, just like everything, there are some people who somehow get through the cracks. And in this case, these are athletes of which either use some sort of drug usage regimen, where they take certain steps in order to try to maybe avoid the tests and the way that their drug is being tested. Or the second way is that they will take advantage of how the current testing procedures aren't that advanced to where it can't detect everything. So sometimes these athletes are using are taking drugs in a way of which avoid them getting detected by the current medicinal standards.
All right, so now for negative effects of these performance enhancing drugs. So with all this information, attention, and like debate over these performance enhancing drugs, so of course many people want to understand how these drugs basically affect someone's body. So simply put, these performance enhancing drugs, they create and alter the human body both aesthetically and basically negatively. So these drugs can be extremely dangerous and super deadly. So some negative effects that can occur include acne, liver damage, and vision problems. But some physiological problems can include aggressiveness and low appetite. And then some effects that only have effects on males include breast tissue development and shrinking of the testicles, while for females, some negative effects can include deepening of the voice and growth of hair on the face.
Steroids in bodybuilding. In most bodybuilding contests, bodybuilders take steroids to increase their muscle growth. The most popular kind of steroid is the anabolic androgenic steroids, which increase muscle mass and strength. This kind of steroids include Trenbolone and methadone, which is sold under the brand name Dianabol. And most people use methadone for increasing muscle mass in a short time.
Instances of body enhancers being used. So the first is Maria Sharapova and Maldonium at the Australia Open. Maldonium is prescribed to help protect heart tissue by regulating metabolism. But it also helps with an increase in endurance performance of athletes, improve rehabilitation after exercise, protection against stress, and enhanced activations of central nervous system functions. Maldonium only came to the World Anti-Doping Agency's attention a few years ago and was banned in January 2016. Next slide. The next example is Diego Maradona and the 1994 World Cup. So 6 hours before Argentina were about to face Bulgaria, Maradona was removed from the World Cup because he had tested positive for 5 variants of ephedrine, a drug used to increase energy and alertness and to lose weight by speeding up metabolism. And the last example is after a 2-year investigation, Alberto Contador was found guilty of doping in 2012. He initially won the Tour de France in 2010, but during that, he was apparently using clenbuterol, a fat-burning and muscle-building supplement that is sometimes used by farmers to fatten the livestock.